Hi, so my name is Rastapa, and today I'm going to share you one of a story of how I was getting bullied for absolutely no reason, and how that one experience taught me one of the most important lessons in my life. So without any delay, let's get started. So it was back in my grade 7, and we had just entered our new session after completing grade 6. So in my mind, I was like, okay, girl, now you need to lock in. You need to be better because I barely made it to grade 7. I wanted to, top my class. I wanted to participate in multiple ECAs. So that was the case for me. And one of the common thing that happens whenever you get into new session is you get separated from your previous friends. And that was the case for me too. And I started making new friends who would actually help me grow and take out the better version of myself. So everything was going fine. But until one afternoon, so let me make it clear at first. I used to take two different buses in the morning and at the afternoon. That was the case for me. So one afternoon, I got into my school bus and I went on sitting in my usual seat. Then there are two girls behind me. So one of them was my ex-best friend from grade 6. Let's give her a name A, and her best friend, other best friend, let's give her a name B. So A starts saying like this. Previously, she was kitten. Now she has become a whole lion. She starts with this, sentence, and they just, kept on bitching about me the entire journey until I got off from my bus. And they made it so obvious that it was me they were talking about. So when I got off from my bus, and at that point, at the time, I was not that much extroverted to get up from my seat and, argue at the same point, like, why, guys, why are you talking about this? Sit about me, just come and talk in my face like this and that. So I was very introverted and I was still, trying to do best in my school days. And I got up from my bus, I was totally sure that they were talking about me. So for that point, and I was like, okay, tomorrow, since although she's not my ex-best friend, but she's still my friend, so tomorrow I'll go and talk to her and I'll sort everything out. So the next day after completing school hours, I again got on the bus. Then I see some of the other kids sitting in my usual seat. And I go over to them and I'm like, guys, could you please, if I could sit with them, I asked them if I could sit with them. And the two girls, A and B, they're like, kids? No kids. Today onwards, this is gonna be your permanent seat. And yes, looking at me, they're like, don't let others sit in your seat. Okay, kids? This is what they say. And the first thing that I feel is I feel lots of emotions. I had tears in my eyes. Because my own ex-best friend is treating me like this. And I see other different kind of, students watching me. Like they're watching me getting bullied, but they did not even say a single word. And I had whole tears in my eyes. But I also made it so sure that I was not going to drop a single tear from my eyes. And I'm not going to show that I'm crying in front of them or anyone, in front of anyone. I made it so clear. Even though I had, too much tears in my eyes, I was like, okay. And I was the only one standing in the entire bus. So when I got it from my bus at my stop, so, I got to my home and it was, getting worse and worse. So I was like, I need to talk to them. I will talk to them tomorrow, no matter what. So the next day in the afternoon, I mustered up some courage and I went up to her. And I see that she was alone that day and the other B was absent. Then I go up to her and I say, hey A, can I, talk to you for some time? And she's like, okay. Then I sit next to her and I ask her, why you guys are treating me like this shit? And she goes on saying like this, cause when I called out your name multiple times in school hours, you didn't listen to me. Like, seriously, girl? Seriously? The first thing that came into my mind was like, you guys are treating me like this shit just because of that lame reason? And the second thing, I'm like, when, how, and what was the scenario? Like, why would not I listen to my own friend? Why would not I respond to you if you called out my name? And she goes like saying like this, you were with these other girls and you did not listen to me. I called your name 8 to 10 times. And I tried defending myself, but she took a stance upon that, like, that I intentionally ignored her. She was like, yeah, you intentionally did this. And the next thing I do is, I say sorry. I know. Looking back at that point, from here on, I'm like, why did I have to, do such a kind of ridiculous thing to her? Why did I have to apologize? It was not even my mistake. And after that, they did was even worse than what if I did unintentionally, if I unintentionally unheard and did not hurt her, then the thing that they did later on was even worse. And I went and apologizing her. So this was the case, but after this, and she was like, yeah, and she gave this expression. After I, apologized to her, she was in the window seat, and she was like, fine. She was giving me this kind of expression. I still remember her, like, doing this kind of expression, as if I'm living under her arms. She's paying for my tuition fees and everything that I'm doing in my life. Like, she really did that to me. And after that, everything went normal, as it is. And then we, went to grade 8. And after getting into grade 8, she got into trouble for hitting our school bus conductor. Then after our coordinator saw, he went and consulting her. He went and counseling her. And when nothing changed her behavior, she got rusticated. This is satisfying. And for this reason, I really think karma is real. I really believe that karma is real. And at that point, I was like, Earth is round, girl. Everyone has to pay for their actions, in this lifetime. Yeah. So that was the case. Then, so in the conclusion, what I want to add is, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to speak for yourself, because nobody's gonna do this for you. Nobody's gonna do this for you. And later on, after, like standing up for yourself, even if the things are even getting worse, then you can go on seeking help from your parents, from your teachers, or from the other people whom you look up to and who will actually help you. And this was my scenario. But even though they were bullying me or everything was happening to me, and there's a good, good thing about it. There's a good, thing about, like, me. Like, I did not let these kind of things affect my studies, my self-improvement era, and me participating in multiple ECAs. I really, even though I did not top my class, but I did, got good grades. And after that, I just went on upgrading myself. So that was the scenario for me. And looking back at that point, I was very naive and innocent. But for now, and that, kind of experience taught me a very important lesson. So the version that I'm right now is nobody is or nobody can bully me right now. That is the thing right now. And that's the best part. So yeah, you have to stand up for yourself, speak for yourself. You have to do that for yourself. Okay, thank you. So that's it for today.